dear students, now we will be discussing about describing motion. To describe the motion of an object, we need to measure its position. So when we need to measure the position of an object, we need to have a reference point. So with respect to a reference point, we will be saying the change in position of an object. So this reference point is also known as origin, and this reference point will be a fixed point. So with respect to a fixed point, we can say the position of an object. So a reference frame can be defined as a fixed point or a fixed object with respect to which the position of a given object changes. Okay, that is what is called a reference point. Hope you understood. Reference point, or we can say origin. So reference point or origin is a fixed point, or it could be a fixed object with respect to which the given object changes its position. Okay, and as we have said in the reference frame, if with respect to one reference point, if the object is in motion, with respect to another reference point, then the object is at rest. Okay, so we can say that the motion is relative. If I say an example, that if someone is asking me, where is your school? I will say the answer as, the school is 4 kilometers away in the north direction from my home. In this case, can you see which is the reference point? Yes, the reference point is my home, because with respect to my home, I am saying the distance of the school, that is the distance of the school is 4 kilometers away in the north direction from my home. So in this case, I have mentioned the direction also. Okay, now we will be discussing about motion along a straight line. Motion along a straight line. So let's see, if an object moves in a straight line, okay, it starts a journey from O, that is the original position, or we can say that it is the origin. At origin, what is the time? It doesn't start its journey, it's at origin. That means if you are at home and you are going to school, have you traveled? No, you are at home itself. So this is the origin, and there this is in kilometer. Okay, you are there at 0, you have not traveled any distance, so you can say that at O you didn't travel any distance and 0 kilometer. And when we start journey, you may travel 10 kilometers, 20 kilometer, and here it's 30 kilometer, 40, 50, 60 kilometers. So if it reaches at A by traveling at 60 kilometers, okay, that means the object starts its journey from O to A. How much distance it traveled? The distance traveled by the object is 60 kilometers. So we can say that is distance traveled. So how we can say that it is 60 kilometers? Because the actual path length traveled by the object from initial position to the final position is 60 kilometers, which is the initial position here, O, and it reaches at A, that is the final position. So from O to A, first case I am considering, what is the distance traveled? That is 60 kilometers. Okay? Yes. Now, in the second case. So what is the distance covered? Distance covered is the actual path length or the path length of an object between initial position and final position. Hope you understand this. Now, from O to A, then it reaches a point B. Okay, it goes to A and it started its back journey and it reaches B. Okay, then to B. Then what is the distance covered? From O to A, it traveled 60 kilometer. Is it? Plus, then it started its journey back, and A to B, what is the distance covered? A to B, that is 60 minus 40, that is 20 kilometer. So it traveled 80 kilometer. Okay. And the third case, from O to A, then to another one, C. I am saying from O to A, then to C. What is the distance covered by the object? 60 kilometer. That is from O to A, it is fixed, the 60 kilometer. And then back to A, from A to C. That is 60 minus 20. That is plus 40 kilometer. So the total distance covered is 100 kilometer. Don't write it as 20. 60 plus 20. Don't write like that, because it started its journey back from here. From 60 to 20 is, you have to see the difference. So you'll be getting it here 40. 60 minus 20 is 40, and on the journey to O to A, it covers 60 kilometer, and A to C, it covers 40 kilometers. And the total distance covered is 100 kilometers. Now the fourth case, from O to A, then to O. In this case, so the initial position is O and it reaches A and back to O. Okay. So what is the distance covered there? That is 60 kilometer plus 60 kilometer. That is 120 kilometer. Okay. Hope you understood this. And now we will be discussing about displacement. Okay. Displacement of the object. Have you heard about the word displacement? In the case of displacement, we are calculating the shortest distance between initial and final position. Okay? We are not taking about the actual path length. We are considering the shortest distance covered is the displacement. The shortest distance between initial position and final position is the displacement. Let us see in each case what is the displacement here. In the first case, body travel from O to A. O to A. Yes. Then the displacement will be 60 kilometer because it's traveled from O to A. Is it? Yes. And now in the second case. So here both the distance covered and the displacement are equal in this case. Hope you understood. Distance covered is 60 kilometer because the actual path length between initial and final position is 60 kilometer, and here the shortest distance is, because it is in straight line, the shortest distance from initial and final position is also 60 kilometer. Clear? And the second case, from O to A then to B, the distance covered is 80 kilometer. kilometer. But now, what is the final position? This is the final position. And the shortest distance between initial position and final position is the displacement. So, what is the shortest distance between initial and final position? That is only 40 kilometers, is it? That is the shortest distance. They are not bothering about wherever you have gone. What is the distance between the initial and final position? That is only we are seeing. So, this is the initial position, this is the final position, and the distance between these two are 40 kilometers. So, here the distance covered is 80 kilometer and the displacement is 40 kilometer only. Okay. The third case, from O to A then to C. From O to A then to C, then the distance covered is 100 kilometers we got. Now we will be seeing this is the displacement, is it? So we can say that in the third case, what is the displacement? This is the initial position and C is the final position. And what is the distance? What is the shortest distance traveled by the object? That is the distance between initial and final position is 20 kilometers. What is the difference between initial and final position? That is 20 kilometers. So, in the third case, the displacement is 20 kilometers and the distance traveled is 100 kilometers. Hope you understood. In the last case, the object starts its journey from O to A, then it backs to O. So, the initial and the final position of the objects are same. Okay, that means you have started the journey from your home. You have gone to school and you just came back to your home. What is your initial position? Your home. And what is your final position? That is also your home. So, is there any difference between the initial and final position? No. Then we can see that the difference between initial and final position is 0 kilometer because it came back to the original position. Okay. That is the difference between distance and displacement. Hope you understood this. Distance traveled is the actual path length covered by the object between the initial and final position, and the displacement is the shortest distance between the initial and final position. And in this example, you can see that here it is 60 kilometer. In the first case, the distance traveled is 60 kilometer and the displacement is 60 kilometer. So, in some cases, we can say the distance and the displacement may be equal. Okay, if the object travels in a straight line and the initial and final position is like this, then we can say that the distance traveled and displacement may be equal. And can you say the displacement is more than the distance traveled? In this case, here it is 80 and the displacement is less than, is it? Less than 80. In this case, it is 100 kilometer distance and the displacement is 20 kilometer. In this case, it is 120 kilometer and the displacement is 0 kilometer. So, we cannot say displacement will be more than the distance covered. Always distance covered is either more than or equal to the displacement. And we can also say that displacement may be 0, but distance covered, if the object is in motion, can you say the distance covered will be 0? No, never. There is a change in position. We can say that there is a motion. Okay, and we cannot say, we can say that distance covered will never be 0, but the displacement can be 0 also. So, the displacement may be 0 or equal to the distance covered or less than the distance covered. Hope you you understand. And distance is a scalar quantity and displacement is a vector quantity that we will be discussing in it. Okay, thank you.